Good morning, students. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is reciprocating pump. So here we will learn introduction of or definition of reciprocating pump, construction of a reciprocating pump, working principle of a single acting reciprocating pump, working principle of double acting reciprocating pump, and definition of slip, positive and negative slip. Next, what is a reciprocating pump? If the mechanical energy is converted into your hydraulic energy by sucking the water or liquid into a cylinder. So, if the mechanical energy is converted into your hydraulic energy by sucking the liquid into a cylinder. So, sucking this liquid into this cylinder, okay, which a piston is reciprocating. So, in which a piston is reciprocating. Reciprocating means it is moving backward and forward, which exerts the thrust on the liquid. So, which is exerting a thrust on the liquid and increases its hydraulic energy. So, and increasing the hydraulic energy, the that pump is known as what? Reciprocating pumps, thus increasing the hydraulic energy of the liquid and hence it is transferred into the delivery pipe. So here we will see this is the intake pipe, this is the water, next that is the piston, this is the cylinder, this is the piston rod, this is your crank, and this is the discharge pipe, okay, or delivery pipe. So here once again, if the mechanical energy is converted into your hydraulic energy by sucking the liquid into a cylinder. So by sucking a liquid, so if this piston is moving backward, so as the atmospheric pressure is decreasing, so water is coming inside the cylinder, and then this piston is pushed forward direction. So the liquid here is forced in this discharge pipe, and in this way the reciprocating pump works. Next, here are the detailed different parts of a reciprocating pump. So first is your what? Water sump. So what is a water sump? This is your water sump. So it is the source of water, and water is transported to the delivery pipe by using your piston. So water sump level or water sump is this is your sump level, and this is your water sump, from where the water is going to the suction pipe or intake pipe. Next, strainer. What is a strainer? Here a strainer is attached in this suction pipe, okay. So it prevents the dirt and other foreign materials to enter from entering into your suction pipe. Next is the our suction pipe. So the main function of suction pipe is to collect the water from the sump and send it to the cylinder. So main function of suction pipe is to collect the water from the sump and send it to your what? Cylinder through a suction valve. So through a suction valve. So the suction pipe connects the water sump and your cylinder. Okay. Next is the suction valve. Next we will see this is our suction valve. So this is our suction valve. So this suction valve is a non-return valve, which means it can take the fluid from the suction pipe and send it to the cylinder, but cannot reverse the water back into it. Okay, so it is a non-return valve which passes the water or which sends the water into the cylinder but cannot reverse the water back to suction pipe. Okay, next is your what? Cylinder. So this is what? Your cylinder. So cylinder, it is a hollow cylinder, okay, which is made of what? Cast iron, okay, or alloy steel, and it consists of piston and piston rod. Next is our piston and piston. This is your piston and this is our piston rod. So the piston moves backward and forward as I've already told. So the piston moves here, the piston moves back inside the cylinder, and from the discharging of the fluid, the piston moves in forward direction. Okay, so when the fluid is coming inside, the water is coming inside, the piston is moving backward, and when the water is we have to deliver it to the delivery pipe, the piston is moving backward, okay, sorry, forward. So first it is moving backward and then it is moving forward. Next is the crank and connecting rod. So this is our connecting rod and this is our crank, okay. The crank is connected to a power source like a motor or a engine, whereas the connecting rod act as an intermediate between your piston rod and crank, and for the conversion of your rotatory motion into the linear motion. So here the crank is moving in a rotatory motion and here the piston is moving in a linear motion, that is forward and backward. So when it is, this is making an angle 180 degree, so the piston is in this position, and when it is making an angle 0 degree, so in a position, so the piston is moving here, okay. Next is the delivery valve. So the function of the delivery valve is to deliver the water to the delivery pipe, and it is also a non-return valve. So this is your delivery pipe. So delivery pipe is the pipe which delivers the water into the desired location, and the delivery valve, once again it is a non-return valve, and it is opening during the discharge and when the suction valve is closed. So it is opening when the suction valve is closed and the water is discharged from the suction delivery valve to your delivery pipe. So next is your working principle of single acting reciprocating pump. So this is, once again we will see the diagram and what happens during the suction and delivery of water. So first, when the power is supplied, the reciprocating pump, the crank of the reciprocating pump rotates as the electric motor rotates, okay. So this crank is connected with the help of a shaft to an electric motor. So as the electric motor rotates, this crank also rotates. Next, the angle made by the crank is responsible for the movement of the piston inside the cylinder, as I have already told in case of construction. So the angle made by the angle made by the crank is responsible for the movement of piston inside the cylinder. Next, the piston moves towards extreme left. So the piston moves towards the extreme left when A is 0. So the piston moves to extreme left when A is 0, and similarly the piston moves towards extreme right. So the piston moves toward extreme right here in this position, extreme right position, when your angle, that is 180 degree, or you can say the crank is in C position. Okay, and when the crank is in A position, that is theta, or your angle is 0. Okay, the piston moves to the extreme left, and when the angle made by this crank is 180 degree, so the piston is moving in the extreme right. Okay, when the piston moves to the position C, that is your 180 degrees, so the piston is moving to the right position, extreme right position. So a partial vacuum here, as the piston is moving from this position to this position, a partial vacuum is created here. Okay, when the piston moves towards the extreme right. Okay, and makes the liquid to enter into your suction pipe. So as the vacuum is created, so it allows the liquid to move towards the suction pipe. As the presence of atmospheric pressure on the sump of the liquid, which is quite less than the pressure inside the cylinder, therefore due to this pressure difference, okay, for this pressure difference, the water enters the cylinder through a non-return valve. As a pressure difference is created because a vacuum is created as the piston moves to the extreme right position, so due to this pressure difference, water is coming inside or sucked inside the suction pipe, and it enters into the cylinder through your suction valve. Next, the volume of water which enters in of the cylinder is discharged to the discharge pipe, and this can be done by rotating the crank from your 180 degree to 360 degree. Okay, so when it is at C position, from it is going from C position to A position, water is what sent into your what delivery pipe, as it is exerting a pressure on your water which is inside the cylinder. So due to the piston movement backward and due to the piston movement in what direction? Forward direction. As the movement of piston in the forward direction, the pressure increases, and the cylinder which is having a greater pressure here, the cylinder is having a greater pressure than your atmospheric pressure. So this results in the closing of your suction valve and opening of your delivery valve. Next, once the water comes into your delivery valve, that is your this delivery valve, it cannot move backward into the cylinder because this is also a unidirectional valve. Okay, so as it enters into the delivery pipe, and water is delivered to the desired location. Therefore, in this way, water is sucked from here and from the sump and is discharged through the delivery pipe to the desired location with the help of your cylinder and your piston. Okay, so this is the working of a single acting reciprocating pump. Next, I will show some videos related to this single acting reciprocating pump, so that you will have an idea, a brief idea how it works. So here this is the your crank, and this is your piston. How you will see one valve is opening and one valve is closing. Here you can see the piston is moving forward and backward, so the water is coming inside and once again is going outside to the delivery pipe. So here we have the complete process of a reciprocating pump. So here see, water is entering, then piston is moving backward, next it is moving forward, water is delivered. So here the you can see it is making an angle 180 degree, next 360 degree, and when it is making an angle 360 degree, water is delivered. See, once again here, and it is pumped into the delivery pipe. So this is the brief description of how the water enters, is sucked, and is discharged into the desired location. Once again see, moving backward, then forward. Here you can see one delivery valve is ये valve is closing and one valve is opening. Next is working of a double acting reciprocating pump. So in double acting delivery reciprocating pump, we have two suction pipe. So here we have two suction pipe. So one valve, when the piston is moving backward, one valve is opening and one valve is closing, and this is the connecting rod. So in case of double acting reciprocating pump, the water is acting in both side of the piston. So water is acting in both side of the piston. So this is the piston and water is acting both side of the piston. Therefore, there are two suction pipe and two delivery pipe. There is a suction stroke into one side of the piston, and at the same time a delivery stroke in other side of the piston. So as I have told, when it is one side the water is in suction, here this valve is opening, suction valve, and water is entering, and as it is going here, the water is delivered in this delivery pipe. So in one side your water is sucked and one side your simultaneously the water is delivering, so delivery stroke is happening. Hence in one complete revolution of the crank there are two delivery stroke and water is delivered to the pipe by pump during the two delivery stroke. Okay, so the two delivery stroke, the water is pumped through the delivery pipe by two delivery pipes. Okay, so here when the water, you can see, when the water is pump is moving one side, piston is moving one side, water is entering from one side, and the other side what is going outside. So you can see how this is acting. Other parts remains the same, that is your connecting rod, piston rod, crank, all the things are same, and only the two things is added, that is your two suction pipe and two delivery pipe, and we have two valves here. Similarly we have two valves here. Okay, that is your suction valve and this is the, so one valve when it is opening here, one valve it is closing. So you can see how when it is moving one side water is delivered, and if it is moving other side, one other side water is delivered. Okay, so this is what happens in a double acting reciprocating pump. Next, what is a slip? The discharge of single acting or double acting reciprocating pump is your theoretical discharge or Q theoretical. Okay, so the discharge that is made by your single acting or double acting reciprocating pump, that is your theoretical discharge, and the actual discharge a pump is making is always less than your theoretical discharge due to what? Due to your leakage. So the actual discharge made by the pump is always less than the theoretical discharge. Next, the difference between your theoretical discharge and your actual discharge is the slip. So what is a slip? Slip is the difference between your theoretical discharge and your actual discharge. Okay. Next, percentage slip. So what is the percentage? How we are finding the percentage? Difference between your theoretical and actual divided by theoretical discharge into 100 is known as your what? Percentage of slip. So you can write this one. If we are getting this cancelled, so 1 minus q actual divided by q theoretical into your 100, but you know q actual by q theoretical, so q actual divided by q theoretical is your what? CD, that is known as your coefficient of discharge. Okay, so the ratio of q actual divided by q theoretical is CD. So 1 minus CD into 100. So here CD is what? Ratio of actual discharge divided by theoretical discharge. So we can write down as 1 minus CD into 100. Okay. If the actual discharge is less than your theoretical discharge, then it is what? It will become a positive slip. And if the actual discharge is more than your discharge of pump theoretical discharge, so actual discharge is greater than your theoretical discharge, the pump will be negative. Okay, or it is known as your negative slip. So this ends your presentation on your reciprocating pump. Thank you.